Katie, talk about the tennis season so far.
The season's been really good. We've gotten a lot better as a team. We've all gotten to know each other a lot better. You know, it's pretty much basically the same core team as it was last year. So now that we've got better, we're better with each other. Everything's growing together. Talk
about improvements you've made in your game from previous seasons.
From previous seasons, it's being more comfortable with my doubles partner and getting to know everybody better. But I've also done a lot of work on the outside. During the summer, I did 6 days a week playing pretty much, a couple hours every day, trying to fit it in wherever I could, and that really helped for this year.
Talk about what you think the turning point in the season for this team was this year.
For the team this year, I think our big turning point was our match against Lake State. We all kind of came together and have built a lot of energy, and a lot of us were really into the doubles, and that helped us, spring forward into the singles, and we got the match eventually. And I think that's just kind of set the tone for the rest of the season.
Talk about the team camaraderie, how the girls are feeling going into the GLIACs.
I think we're all ready. We're getting right there. We're peaking at the right time, and we're all ready to get in it together.
And talk about this weekend, the big GLIAC tournament. What you guys expect to accomplish?
It's going to be tough in the beginning. We're playing Northwood right away, so it's we're going to have to really concentrate, focus, put a lot of energy into it together. But I think we can do it.
Coach, you came into the last two matches of the regular season having to win. The girls got it done, came through in the clutch. Talk about those two matches, the excitement level. Talk about those matches.
Mm-hmm. Well, what it came down to, like you said, is we had to win to get into the GLIAC tournament. And ultimately, we knew that Hillsdale wasn't a must-win because of their record and ours, but we knew we had to beat Tiffin. But we played Hillsdale first. So it was really important to gain momentum going into the Tiffin match, build confidence. So it wasn't a must-win, but it was in the fact that we needed that to continue our momentum into that big match against Tiffin. So our team performed really well against Hillsdale. They're tough at the top. A highlight from that match was that Jasmine pulled out a three-setter against a former D1 player from Oklahoma. So that was a huge confidence builder for her. She played, I think, her best match of the season. And then we went down to Tiffin the next day, and our attitude was we wanted to win. I'd done some, relative scoring comparisons, how they'd done against similar opponents as us, and looking at it, we thought it was going to be a pretty close match because of how they matched up with everyone else. So we went down there and we just blew them out of the water. It felt really good. It was not necessarily it wasn't that the matches were not close. In doubles, we were 9-7, 9-8 in number 1 and 2 doubles. 3 doubles played very well and took care of their opponent fairly easily. But it came down to we wanted it more than they did. And for a must-win match, our team showed the energy that they needed. That literally was the difference in the match, was the fact that our team was out there cheering, and our team was, the ones who, had an extra spring in their step, didn't fall back on their heels. So I was proud of them because in similar situations earlier in the season, it went the other way for us. So I think we've learned a lot from that, and they did what they needed to do. And then when you're ahead 3-0 in doubles, in that situation, it made the singles easier. But our team still had to play well, and they did. We had 2 girls come back from a 1 set down and came back and won. It's just exciting to see your team do that in any situation. But to do it at the last matches, couldn't have asked for a better finish. So it was good.
Talk about some of the girls, especially Charlotte Wong, who went undefeated on the weekend. She was actually named SVSU Athlete of the Week. Talk about Charlotte.
Charlotte, I think she would call herself a work in progress, but I think the stats say a lot about it. I mean, she started off strong at the beginning of the season, had some ups and downs with some tough opponents, but she really was focused this past weekend, and I think she knew what she needed to do. She wanted to do everything she could to help the team. We also had a similar performance from Bobby Enos. She also went undefeated at 4 singles and 3 doubles. So the fact that, we have so much success in the middle of our lineup where we were struggling earlier in the season, I think has given our entire team a lot of confidence. But, it's really a result and a product of how much work we've put in practice. We've had great practice weeks the last couple weeks, and so that's what gets us so excited about coming into the GLIAC tournament, is knowing that we're kind of riding a high right now and we want to keep it going, whereas other teams might have peaked or played their best already. We feel like it's still out there, but we continue to improve. So,
and finally, talk about the tournament this weekend. First match Friday against Northwood.
Yeah, we played Northwood first. I guess that's the unlucky part of making it to the tournament as the 8th seed, is you play the 1 seed. But I think looking at it in a positive way is we know Northwood is the best team. We know what we're getting, and we're not afraid to play them. We know that it's going to be, we've got to play our absolute best, but also looking at it as a great match to, again, help us move into that next match, because you've always got to be thinking about the next 2 days. You can't, get down on yourself for losing. You've got to try to use that match to try to get ready for the next one. And the second match will be between either us and Ashland or us and Ferris, depending on who wins or loses there. And both of those matches, we felt like we could have played better, number one, and we feel like we're competitive with those teams throughout our lineup. So, we're looking forward to this tournament. We're looking forward to playing. We're looking forward to putting it on the line, and we feel like we're going to, you don't want to predict what you're going to end up doing, but I predict that we're going to play some of our best tennis this weekend. So we're looking forward to what that means result-wise. So.